I want to build a small, compact, yet powerful home server. And not one of those 6-foot power-sucking server racks. But luckily for me, GEEKOM sent me their latest offering. And they've somehow managed to squeeze some very impressive specs into this tiny little box. So impressive, in fact, I thought we'd make an excellent home server. And well, that's exactly what I built. I designed a rack, I printed it, I installed Proxmox, I set up all my services, I wired everything together, and then I decided to rip the whole thing apart. We'll get onto that bit in a bit. Also worth noting, GEEKOM spell their name all capitalised, so I'm not sure if I technically should be shouting this every time I say it. And now, I know reading out specs is about as exciting as watching paint dry, so let's get them out of the way so we can crack on and see what I actually did with this. Inside, you've got an Intel Core Ultra 9 processor, 24GB of DDR5 RAM, a 500GB NVMe SSD, plus all the other normal ports you'd expect to find on these sort of things. It's also got Intel Arc graphics built in, which meant absolutely nothing to me. And in a nutshell, it's Intel integrated graphics, not a proper dedicated graphics card, but surprisingly capable nonetheless. And drum roll please, because it's actually got everyone's favourite acronym at the end of it. AI. IT13 MAX AI. Now, don't hold that against this little guy, because that actually means something in this case. There's a dedicated AI accelerator built into the processor designed to handle certain AI workloads, without relying entirely on the CPU or GPU. And right, now hopefully we're all introduced, let's carry on. It's very hot in the shed, so just bear with me. Right. Before turning it into a server though, I did something that seemed completely unrelated really. I used it as my main PC for about 10 or 11 days. It turns out that would completely change how this build ended. I spent far too long cloning my desktop drive over to it. I stuck it on my desk and I used it exclusively, long enough that dust actually built up on the vents. And now, my desktop isn't exactly cutting edge. Nothing crazy, but no couch potato either. So, I wasn't exactly sure how I'd get on using GEEKOM's little mini PC as a complete replacement. But I can report back, I genuinely couldn't tell the difference. In some places, it actually felt a little bit snappier. I edited my last YouTube video on it without a single issue, and at no point did I feel like I wasn't sat on my normal desktop. That week, I also used a mini PC for all my CAD work. Again, it just worked. No struggling, no slowdown, no movement where I found myself wishing I was back at my main PC. Overall, pretty impressive really. But from the very beginning, I had other plans for it. I knew I wanted to turn it into the brains of a home server build. The Core Ultra 9 has 16 cores and 22 threads, a lovely amount of horsepower for a Proxmox server. And for all that performance, it's remarkably power efficient. On paper, it looked like the perfect fit. A quick refresher. If home labs are new to you, a home server basically comes down to 3 things: networking, compute, and storage. You can add a fourth, a battery backup or UPS, but I'm skipping that here. So for networking, I'm using this little router and a 5-port switch. For compute power, the star of the show, the GEEKOM IT13. And for storage, my NAS, which I love. I didn't want to just pile all this onto a shelf and pretend my cable management was on point, so I fired up Fusion, I designed a little holder, complete with the obligatory honeycomb pattern. I'd love to tell you that was purely for airflow, but to be fair, I was more flexing my Fusion muscle if anything. 20 hours of 3D printing, a bit of assembly, a few Ethernet couplers acting as a makeshift patch panel to keep my cables tidy, and the hardware side of this build was done. So, onto the software. For this build, I went with Proxmox, and that's a virtualization platform. And really, if that sounds needlessly nerdy, all it really means is that instead of installing everything directly onto the mini PC, Proxmox let me split the machine into lots of little isolated chunks. Every service gets its own space, fenced off from everything else. The install is basically a few clicks and then some IP setting up, and then the whole thing can be managed remotely from my desk. Proxmox gives you 2 ways to carve up your hardware: containers, known as LXCs, or full virtual machines. And for my purpose, you can think of LXCs as an incredibly lightweight virtual machine. Technically, they're containers, and they share the host Linux kernel, but each of them still get their own isolated environment, its own IP address, allocated resources. It can be stopped, backed up, or even completely nuked, independently of everything else. So if I completely destroy my Jellyfin LXC, or tinkering or messing about, doing something I shouldn't, only Jellyfin dies. Everything else carries on ticking over happily. However, one exception is I've installed Home Assistant. And that gets a proper virtual machine because I'm running Home Assistant OS, which is the setup that Home Assistant team recommend. If you want to get the full experience, including add-ons, easy updates, it's best to do what you're told in this case. So that's what I've gone for. Now the foundation's laid, here's what I actually went to put on this server. First up was Homer, which you can think of as mission control basically. It's one dashboard instead of having to remember dozens of different IP addresses. Then Pi-hole, network-wide ad blocking, and shouldn't be about it really. And then the two I actually use daily, Immich and Jellyfin. Immich is basically my self-hosted Google Photos, except my phone backs up automatically every day, and it feels just as slick. But the storage belongs to me. And then Jellyfin. This is my private Netflix. As the IT13 has two 2.5 gigabit Ethernet ports, there's plenty of bandwidth between this and my NAS, where the actual media lives. I then also installed Nextcloud, Vaultwarden, Tailscale, plus a monitoring stack which is running Uptime Kuma, Prometheus and Grafana. And this is basically just to make me look like I know what I'm doing. And because it's pretty much illegal these days to have a tech video without mentioning AI, I also set up Olama, OpenWebUI for running local LLMs, SteerXNG for private search, and weirdly the AI container ended up changing the entire direction of this build. Because when I was looking at the resources, I noticed something. But we'll come back to that in a second. Worth mentioning, a handful of these services actually run in Docker, inside Proxmox. A container inside a container. It's a little bit of an inception situation here, but from Proxmox's point of view, they're still neatly separated into their own LXCs, so it doesn't actually make a difference. And now, storage-wise. I've got one NVMe for Proxmox in the containers, a second for backup, and then my NAS handles anything bulky, so all the media, any large documents, that's all over there on my NAS. All relatively sensible, I think. But RAM. And this really is where I hit the wall. 24 gigs is absolutely fine for a desktop. And honestly, for most home servers, you'd get by. But for local LLMs, these pretty much eat RAM for breakfast. And this is actually my only real complaint. The IT13 MAX has soldered RAM. So once you start playing about with local AI, 24 gigabytes disappears just like that. And there's no upgrade path. You can't add more RAM to soldered RAM. Apart from the RAM, I've really got no other complaints about this little thing. It's incredibly impressive. But the end result is definitely a capable little home server. And here's where that curveball from earlier finally lands. After designing the rack, printing it, setting up Proxmox, building out every container, and finally getting the whole thing exactly how I wanted it, I'm about to do a 180, rip it all apart, and start again. Let me explain why though. So I sat there at my desk, admiring the finished Proxmox dashboard, feeling rather pleased with myself if anything. And I noticed something, 1% CPU usage. Now, obviously, low idle usage, that's exactly what you want for a server. And I'm not complaining that it's efficient. But it made me realise, most of what I'm asking this machine to do barely scratches the hardware. The Core Ultra 9, 16 threads, 16 cores, 22 threads. And most of the time it's just sitting there doing basically nothing. So that's like owning a racehorse, but only taking it for a gentle stroll around a scruffy field. It will do the job, but it just seems like a bit of a waste to me. Especially given that just a week earlier, this exact little PC was sitting on my desk. I've been editing a video, done all my CAD work, I used it for everything I'd reach for my normal desktop for. And it hadn't skipped a beat. And that's when the penny dropped. I don't actually need this thing to be my home server. I need it to be my Windows PC. Because I've had this stupid problem now for some time, and some of you might have the same sort of thing. The Linux 2 PC dilemma. I love Linux. Big Linux nerd. Debian especially, my favourite distro by a long way. I'd happily run it on my main desktop every day. There's just one problem. AutoCAD. I'm a draftsman. I use AutoCAD for my work. And AutoCAD simply doesn't play nicely on Linux. And yes, I know before someone says there's alternatives, I'm aware of them. But sometimes you don't want alternatives. You just want the bit of software that you're used to using. So, I've always needed a Windows machine. But I've always wanted a Linux desktop. My current workaround has been a 2015 MacBook Pro running Debian, which I love. But let's be honest, a 2015 MacBook Pro is getting on a bit. And meanwhile, sitting right here is this tiny, powerful, capable little Windows machine that I've just spent 10 days messing about with, proving it's capable of handling everything I can throw at it. So, I've made the decision. Windows is staying on the GEEKOM. My desktop is finally becoming the Debian desktop that I've always wanted. Best of both worlds. And this way, anything else that refuses to play nicely on Linux, I can simply run on this. And that leaves one obvious question, I guess. What happened to the home server I wanted to build? The one that I've just spent 20 hours 3D printing, installing Proxmox, configuring, messing about with cable management, and generally, the thing that I was quite pleased with. Well, like I said, I'm going to rip it apart. And I've got a few other ideas what I'm going to replace it with, but I'm not quite there yet. Anyway, I've got a discount code for one of these if anyone wants it. I'll leave it down below in the link. So do take a look at it. And GEEKOM have got plenty of other offerings of mini PCs. It's sort of their bread and butter. So I'd definitely take a look at their website if that's the sort of thing you're interested in. But I think we'll leave that one here. Thanks for watching. Ciao.